Well, hello, party people. We're hanging out here at Gunstock with Mike, the CMMG, with a new Mark 47 Dissent, right?
Correct.
That's the main thing we're showing off. You got some 9mm and stuff, but
yeah,
this
the
is
Dissent
kind of
is our main
here.
focus, and since this isn't actually available to the public yet, but people know it's coming, we figured we'd bring it down here and let people get their hands on it.
Looks pretty rad. I look forward to making a lot of pews with this, making it go fast, all that stuff. Walk me through what makes the Dissent different, because this looks like an AR that takes AK mags. So what sets it aside from?
Well, starting off being the Mark 47, that's a platform that we released in late 2014, SHOT Show 2015. So it's a mid-sized platform, so it's overbuilt. So instead of using the standard AR-15 bolt carrier group, we use 308 size components. But with this, the Mark 47 we've had out for a while uses a traditional buffer tube. As you see by pulling this out here, this is our new compact action. So we married the beefed up bolt carrier from the Mark 47, put it into our compact action. So now you have a Mark 47 that doesn't need the tube for functioning, so you can put a foldy boy on there.
Oh, yeah.
You've got side charger. So, I mean, that's kind of the big thing about this, is it took a great platform we already had, and it just evolved it a little bit more into, you know, the newer, cooler stuff.
So the earlier Mark 47, just like this one, has a 308 bolt.
Correct.
Because normally on 5.56, normally on an AR that's chambered in 7.62, you've got a 5.56 bolt, and we removed just a ton of metal around here, which can sometimes lead to sheared lugs and all that sort of thing. So this is super
especially
tough.
when you're running steel case ammo, because this thing loves steel case ammo. So it's like, we don't, you know, forget brass ammo. Run steel through it, it loves it. And when you run a lot of steel case ammo, let's face it, steel is hard on components, you know, way harder than brass is. So you're going to get that a little bit more longevity with the overbuilt bolt. And, you know, yeah, so with this, like I said, we've got side charger now on it. So we've gone from the traditional charger on the back of an AR, so we have a front charger. This is ambi. So if you actually had the carrier broke apart, you can pull the charger back enough and switch it over and have it be right side charging. So if you're an AK guy and you like that right side charger, you can do that. We have added a bolt catch to this. So that has been, you know, one of the things people have questioned a little bit. Traditionally, AK mags don't have a last round hold open follower. So the magazines that are on the market, or actually just out in the world in general, that most people have, don't accommodate a last round hold open. So we've at least done a bolt catch so people can lock it open, show clear, you know, do the visual inspections, change the mag, and slam it home that way, as opposed to worrying about charging it each time.
So like on Stanag AR mag, you've got the follower sticks up enough here that you can activate the bolt hold open, but there's nothing that comes up in the magazine here to push on.
Not on most AK magazines, correct?
It's not like CMMG was just like, F that, I don't want to do it.
Right.
There just isn't something in most of them.
And we've had a lot of people that have asked too, they're like, why don't you just redesign the magazine? I'm like, well, there's already so many AK magazines out there. Why are we trying to reinvent the wheel in this particular instance?
Well, and there's already so much proprietary stuff floating around in the gun world that who wants another? You can only run this thing, because if you end up doing that, now you've got to design it not just to work with your own proprietary mag, but you kind of need to figure out how to make sure that it still functions with standard AK mags.
Yep. And that's the tricky thing too. I mean, honestly, you could speak to our engineers. Designing the gun, for the most part, is typically the easier part.
Yeah.
Getting the magazines to feed reliably in a new platform is always the trickiest part. That's where you see hiccups everywhere. I mean, there's some companies that have been well established out there, and they still have possible questions with magazines.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like, it's just getting that interface just right. And let's face it, the AK design did it.
Well, for real, I would submit, and I'm not an AK guy, but one of the strongest things about the AK is the magazine is super reliable. The issued steel mags from the commie countries are really, really tough.
They are.
And I mean, almost every time I've had a malfunction in any weapon system, it's been the magazine. And oftentimes with ARs, with the thinner aluminum mags that were really designed to just be thrown away.
Yep.
You get lots of dents and all that real easy.
So one other thing you're going to see on the Mark 47, and it's going to be coming to the rest of our line probably in 2024. We worked with Rise Armament for a new trigger. So that's one of the things whenever you look at shooting 7.62x39, especially steel case, you get some pretty tough primers. So this is going to be a very smooth, roughly about a 4.5 pound pull trigger, but it's got a heavier hammer spring, so it's still going to smack the crap out of the primers for us, so you don't have to worry about having light primer hits or anything. So that's going to be something you're going to be able to see go across the board in all of our platforms eventually, but it's starting out in the Mark 47.
So we got a nice light trigger with a really heavy hammer spring.
Yep.
Oh, because all of that military surplus and steel jacketed ammo tends to have pretty hard primers.
It does, yeah. Depending on the batch you come across, it can be some pretty nasty stuff. So we just want to make sure that it's going to fire everything.
That feels really nice.
It does feel nice.
It's got a really short reset.
Yep. But it's still very tactile too.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get into those really short resets and you kind of question, like, did that just reset? You know, so you can get
really
a little too
feel,
fine of a trigger sometimes.
It's a really, I think you can, I mean, it's hard to tell on camera often, but I think even on camera you can see that reset. There's set and a nice solid clunk.
Yep.
Contributes
Just
to
as it
good marksmanship and all that.
And of course the stock on this too, so this is a B&T. We worked with the B&T to get a bunch of these.
So this is the foldy part, right?
So yeah.
Oh, this is the foldy part.
There you go. So you got foldy boy there, and then you can actually take and extend it.
Here?
Yep.
Oh,
The
okay.
extension, and then you also have this little part here is your cheek weld. So you can actually raise and lower it to have it fit your cheek just right. So it's got QD attachment points on it. So it's just a really nice, comfortable option that works really well with this platform. Dream sequence.
So the other one you're showing off here, for the most part, is 9mm, also a Dissent.
Yes. So we have that in 3 different varieties. 9mm, I mean, let's face it, everybody loves a 9mm AR. So the 9mm we have available with our 9mm conversion magazine. We have this one, which might look like it, but no, it does not take Glock magazines. This particular one in your hand actually takes SIG P320 style magazines, but we do have one that takes Glock magazines. So this is, if you're familiar with the Banshee line that we've had out for many years, especially in the 9mm, you typically see, this is going to be our radial delay blowback, but it is married to our compact action. So we actually have a patent on that particular linkage for the last round hold open on there, so it still actuates from the traditional magazine. On this particular one, this is our current model year, so you're seeing a Trigger Tech trigger in this, but in 2024 you're probably going to see that changing over to that Rise Armament one. So like I said, this is radial delay blowback, but one of the things different you're seeing on this 9mm Dissent versus previous 9mm Banshees, you're seeing that we have a fixed ejector in this now also. So there is actually, you can actually see this mark on the side of the upper here. And this is actually a...
Oh, sweet. So
An
a lot of
ejector.
times the fixed ejector is going to be down here.
Right.
We've got it as part of the upper.
Yep. Because the nice thing about this upper is going to work on any of the 3 lowers that we have. So the Glock mag lower, the SIG mag lower, or the conversion mag lower. So as opposed to worrying about changing geometry or anything on the lower, we just have it where it's going to work in the upper. And I'll tell you, now that we have the space in this new upper to put the ejector, it's one of the reasons why we didn't do it previously is because when you're working with a standard M4 size upper, there's not a lot of real estate to add things. So since we have the extended areas for having to work our compact action into it, we had some space to work with, so we put a fixed ejector in there, and it just works incredible.
So why do we want a fixed ejector?
It's just more reliable. I mean, simply put, you don't have to worry about springs or anything of that sort wearing out. It's just a fixed nub that's going to hit that shell casing, and it is going to eject it same place every time.
So instead of having a spring power plunger in the bolt face here like you would in a standard AR bolt,
Right.
we've got just a chunk of steel that rips through here and really yeets the brass.
Yep. Yeah, once you shoot that, you're going to see it is a very reliable ejection. And then, of course, with it being the Dissent, this is an SBR version. So we have these in pistols, which literally just have nothing on the back side of it. It's just a Picatinny rail. Or in this case, since we want people to have fun, we went ahead and did the paperwork, and we have the official SBR versions.
Yeah.
And we have B&T stocks on
Fed
these.
boy noises intensify.
Right.
Same B&T stock as on the Mutant.
That's what you're going to see.
So, Mark 47.
Right. You can call it that. I just can't. But so same B&T stock on it. This is going to be a change you're probably going to see in 2024. Current versions of the SBR on this actually have a JMAC stock on them.
Oh, okay.
So if you order a current production version of one of these, it's going to have a JMAC side folder. You're probably going to see these going in 2024.
So the 9mm is available now.
Uh-huh.
When is the Mark 47 going to be available?
Mark 47 is going to be available in November. So we've already told everybody it's coming. It's no secret, so we don't have to worry about like those embargoes or anything of that sort. You know, we want people to know it's coming, and our plan is to get this into wholesalers in everybody's hands to be able to get it out through distribution chains, so that when it goes live in November, you can go to your local gun shop and just pick one up.
Sweet. Well, dude, thank you so much. Thanks for letting me shoot these things and just tear up all your free ammo and all that. Thanks for coming out here.
Oh.
If you guys want to see stuff like this, well, it's probably too late by the time you see it, but next year you need to hang out with us at Gunstock. I love you.